back a lesson from his old team. Here he is sharing some wisdom from Mike McCarthy from his Packers tenure. Take a listen.
I go back to this quote a lot, but Mike McCarthy said our biggest struggle is going to be handling success back in 2006 in Green Bay. And there's a lot to that. I think, when it's easier when you kind of get kicked in the teeth to kind of come together. It's us against the world. It's us against the big bad media who's saying how bad we are. We can kind of come together, but can you still come together and have the same approach when everybody's kind of starting to sing your praises a little bit? I think that's the mark of a great team, is can you handle the success part with the same focus, the same mentality, the same mindset, the same energy when you're starting to get on a little bit of a roll.
Okay, Brew, your reaction.
Both of you guys know I'm in on the Jets.
Yeah, you're a Jets
right?
guy.
I got them winning the division, making the playoffs.
Jets,
Super
Nets,
Bowl,
Clippers, teams
like
you
that.
grew up with.
This is too much.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is ridiculous.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was sober-minded.
I mean, success.
Thank you, Brew.
Success. You're 2-1 against two, sorry, Wilds,
fair.
chumps.
Oh, wow. I thought he was going tomato.
They're even below the chumps. They're
harder.
combined 1-5, the teams you've beaten.
Yes.
And the team that pounded you, we think they're good,
It's
San
their
Francisco,
only win
but
of
they're
the year.
1-2.
Right.
Like, what? And look, I get if Rodgers is in the locker room talking to his player, he probably should be saying this to their organization has no history of winning, obviously, not recently, and I mean decades.
I mean, Hassan Reddick does. They could lean on. He's not there. Damn.
So, even the coaches, none of them have the front office, no history of winning. He could be telling them, look, guys, we got to be able to
Doing
handle
to them what he did to Salah?
Publicly, publicly he shouldn't say this. In fact, what he should say publicly and privately is we haven't done anything yet. I mean, I get it. They asked him the question. He wasn't unsolicitedly talking about how much great success we've had. They asked him that, but the answer should be like, guys, we're 2-1. It's early. We got to keep improving every week. Prosperity, that was the question. Prosperity, we haven't done anything yet. That's what you should be saying. And that's what Salah needs to hear. That's what Joe Douglas needs to hear. That's what those players need to hear. So, and you said it, he was liking it. The smile, you haven't done a thing yet. I'm not out on them still, but no, that was
I did not think that's what you were going to say. I did think maybe it was what you were going to say, so I had you guys kind of flip-flopped. But when I watched this, I felt like, am I the only person that watched the Titans game?
Yeah.
They
lost that game.
They played really poorly in that game. Like, a win is a win, and wins are a team stat. I understand that. I'm not acting like they're actually want to do. But you were playing what might end up being the worst team in the league. They are certainly, if you were doing a worst team in the league draft right now, they wouldn't make it past the 5th pick. I guarantee you that. And in that game, they were outgained on the ground. They were outgained in the air. They had fewer first downs. They trailed at halftime, and the game was tied with 5 minutes left. Like, it is not as if the Jets are rolling. The Jets rolled on Thursday against the Patriots. You get credit for that. The Patriots also would be on that worst team draft, but you get credit for that. That's an additional opponent that you dominated in all phases of the game. But it just felt like the quote of a team on a 4-game winning streak. Right. Or a team that, it had played the Titans and Patriots and dominated both games. And so that's what was odd to me was I don't look at the Jets as a team that right now is in the midst of a bunch of success. I look at the Jets as a team coming off an excellent performance. And Rodgers coming off him individually being incredibly optimistic about, man, because no matter what he says, it's almost impossible for me to believe he didn't have some doubt. Did he have a thought cross his mind? Am I ever going to have another great game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He has talked about
and even and the injury too. Yeah, no doubt.
No, that's what I mean. And that's not. I know I sometimes take shots at Aaron. That was not. That was sincere there. And so I think him being like, man, felt like old Aaron, all that stuff. That's totally legitimate as well. I just don't think the Jets are like, Hey, I think the Jets this season played a C- week 1 and got blasted, played a C week 2 and won, and played an A+ week 3 and won by a lot. That's how I look at it.
And he should understand that, being a guy that's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? And a veteran.
Are you tying any of this to long week? We're in the national game on Thursday. Now we got extra rest. We also have the Broncos coming into town. Little Nat Hackett revenge game. Aaron Rodgers saying, "Hey, everybody, let's stay focused here." Or do you think there's a little bit of you know what? I'm gonna put on a show.
Look, I think Rodgers is going to play great. I think the Jets are going to roll. We all know how much he likes Nat Hackett. I'm sure he wants to get this victory for Hackett and embarrass them. Yes, and I think they probably will.
Okay. Finally, Giants tonight. Dak and company are almost 6-point favorites. And he's had plenty of success in the past. Since 2017, a perfect 12-0 while throwing 26 touchdowns with a passer rating of 110.
Why does that upset you, Brew?
So, Brew,
those
question
numbers
is
are phenomenal.
Yeah.
More likely the Cowboys have the
wow.
like this. So the question is this: more likely the Cowboys bring their A game, or
you don't need it.
You're gonna be done.
Their F game. Those are the options.
What?
This is an A with a tomato can.
I think that's the one he wants.
Right.
I think that's what he's going to give him.
Yeah, put that on there.
Yeah, I think that's
perfect.
Yeah, I knew that's what he wanted.
Wow.
I'll take this off. It'll be confusing.
Yeah.
For the audience. Go ahead.
This is a layup if I've ever seen one.
See, I know.
It's a breakaway dunk, a free throw. I mean, we know what the Giants are, tomato cans, and we know what the Cowboys do to tomato cans. They live for these games. So I expect a blowout of massive proportions.
Really?
I expect Dak to go 300 plus and 3 TDs at least. I expect Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and the rest of the front line to be all over Daniel Jones. I'm even expecting Rico Dowdle or Deuce Vaughn or Zeke maybe to have a nice run or two.
Okay, well.
All right, CeeDee Lamb bounce back game. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, CeeDee's back. CeeDee said he was going to look in the mirror. Oh, Micah's back and all of that. All right. So, yes, they are going to have an A game against the tomato can. And if they don't, here's the thing. The question was bring their game.
Oh.
Even if I don't think they will, but even if they lost, even if it's a close nip and tuck game where they edge it out at the end, I still think they will have brought their A game. It will just mean, Nick.
Oh, that's a good take.
This year, their A game's not good enough.
Okay.
Their A game's not much.
But,
so I think their antennas are up.
Yeah.
They've lost their last 2. This is a team they know they own. They are coming to play. And if that's not enough, Nick, it's a bad sign for the rest of the season.
That I totally agree with. But I just want to ask a question before I give my answer. If they do what you said at the beginning, it won't mean anything to you, correct?
No.
Then, and I'm not trying to conflate topics. I know we're going to talk Jets in a moment.
Yeah.
But it seems odd to me how much faith was instilled by you and most of America for what the Jets did to the Patriots and a pre-dismissal of if the Cowboys do something similarly to the Giants. Right. I think the Giants are better than the Patriots, but they're put them in the same bucket of tomato cans, if you will. And it's not as if the Jets have a long history of postseason success, so they are judged by a different standard. But my answer is the A game clearly, and I also think this show as a whole is a little too down on the Cowboys. I think that Brew has been consistently down on the kind of level of skepticism with them, I should say, the last few years.
Well learned.
And Wildes yesterday called them a fish that looks like an old rubber shoe in the lionfish.
That's not exactly.
I can't do it exactly the way you did it.
I never want to see a lionfish. I'll tell you that.
They're not good.
Yeah,
I said they look bad.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So you brought up Dak against the Giants, we could take that larger to Dak against his own division, where for the quarterback wins, folks, only Patrick Mahomes has been more dominant against his own division in NFL history than Dak against the NFC East.